Hi, how are you? Welcome to Guided by Spirit. My name's Amanda. I'm a coach and a channel, and this is a weekly series. It's a guided meditation and somatic experience that is designed to get you into a practice of tuning in, going right into the core of your soul's center and uncovering everything that's there that's available for you to experience all of the answers to the questions that you've been looking for, all of the clarity and insight that you've been seeking, but maybe hasn't made itself fully available to you in a way that you can really trust, and all of the feelings and sensations that you're capable of expressing as a divine being of light. All of that is accessed inside of you. And we are taught to do the complete opposite. We are taught and modeled to move through life focusing on the external in order to satisfy those needs and desires. But I'm trying to rewrite the script. I have uncovered and experienced so much magic that's available for me when I go inside of myself to access it. And I want to invite you into a practice of learning to do the same so that you become your own guide, so that you become your own teacher, and you can begin to trust your own soul's frequency to guide you and feel the power and the personal belief and the sense of trust that comes from doing that. So the way this works is every single week, I give you a chance to get comfortable and grounded in a safe and quiet and comfortable space near you. And then I tune in, I close my eyes, I tune into spirit, and I channel an experience for you. And every single week gets a little bit different. There's a little bit of a different theme, but the goal is always to explore what's there and to allow insight and new awareness to come through when you give yourself the space to actually receive it. Because in everyday life, we are just too distracted. We are too much in our focused concentration part of our brain, our conscious brain, to really allow that deeper sense of intuitive knowing to come through. And so, this is an exercise for you to really take the time to receive that. So before we get started, I'm going to tune in and check in with spirit and see if there's anything that they want to share before we get started. Just give me a sec. They're just saying this is going to be an experience of patience. That this is not something that's rushed. This is not something that will come to you when you're desperately trying to grasp it or seek it. This is very much something that is going to come to you when you're just open and allowing. And part of the learning process with this is understanding how to switch that state of being from inside of you, moving from this like anxious, anxiety ridden, like I need it right now. I need the certainty. I need the clarity. I need the calm. I need the focus. I need the energy. And trying to grasp it, trying to grip onto it, it's not going to facilitate what it is that you're searching for. This is going to become a learned practice of learning how to relax the mind, release the tension and the anxiety that's living in your body, and learning how to feel safe and comfortable doing that. And there's going to be a learning curve inside of that and that alone. And the more you become comfortable doing that, the easier it's going to be to let your nervous system just slowly subside. Allow the mind to feel comfortable sitting in peace and stillness and witnessing what is available to you inside of that energy. And there's a learning curve there. You're learning a new skill, you're practicing something different and being patient with that process because sometimes there is pushback. Sometimes the mind or the body kind of pushes back and says, I don't like this. I don't feel comfortable with this. It's too quiet. It's too, I don't know what to expect. I'm used to stimulation. And they're saying that that's okay. Like that is part of the process, and not to get overwhelmed by that, not to allow that to get in your way or to mess with the experience that's available for you, because sometimes that is what's needed, is that um it's like a when you're weaning yourself off of some sort of like a, I don't want to say addiction, but yeah, something that you're used to doing, like a behavior or a pattern that you're used to, like when you're quitting cigarettes, quitting smoking, like there is a, you feel the body or the mind craving the cigarette, and it takes time to allow that to subside. And they're saying that's sort of the same thing. You're craving the instant gratification, the like instant stimulation or the instant distraction, and that is a learned response to the discomfort that you might be sensing is there when you don't have those things. So, stillness might not feel comfortable or relaxing at the start, but there's going to be a process of unraveling that will eventually lead to something new. And ultimately, that's what you're here for, is for a new experience, something that you haven't been able to access yet, because you wouldn't be feeling a calling for something, you wouldn't be searching for something, you wouldn't have this like weird nagging feeling to click on this video if that wasn't present for you. Okay, I'm still getting over a cold, and I have a bit of a cough still. Okay. Anything else you'd like them to know about that? They're saying peace and stillness is available for you inside of this experience, inside of this exercise, and just to allow it to unfold gradually on the timeline that is needed, and not the timeline that you are trying to force. Just give it time. Okay. All right. Is it time to get started? All right. So this is your opportunity to find a comfortable place to sit or to lie down. Somewhere where you're feeling very safe and comfortable, kind of surrounded by your pillows and blankets, somewhere where you're not going to be disturbed, somewhere where it's going to be quiet with limited distractions. And you can dim the lights, you can put on some music. You're gonna need to hear my voice guiding you throughout this exercise, but you can definitely have ambient music in the background if that's going to help your mind focus on something other than whatever ambient noise is going on in the background wherever you are. You're also welcome to have a pen or a pad of paper nearby, or your notepad from your cell phone open and nearby, so that you can jot down any new insider awareness that comes through for you once this experience is over. Sometimes that kind of thing tends to dissipate really fast. It can be difficult to hold on to the new information that comes through from an experience like this, and so having something where you can quickly jot it down before you forget is really helpful. Okay, so just allowing yourself to get really comfortable and cozy, and just taking a big deep breath in and exhaling through your mouth. And just allowing all of the tension and fatigue and frustration from your day just be slowly released. And a big deep breath in, filling your lungs with air, allowing your belly to expand. And one more time, just like audibly exhaling, and just really letting it all go, like a surrender, like, I can finally relax inside of this space kind of a feeling. And just allowing your breath to come back to normal, enjoying the relaxation of this experience, and just having an open heart to whatever may come from it, whatever it may bring, whatever you're going to receive, and noticing how open your heart feels and inviting that in. Trusting that spirit, trusting that your own soul's consciousness, your own highest self knows what's needed for you, feels what's needed for you, and they're going to support you in receiving whatever that is. It may not come through in the way you anticipated. It may invite you into a new perspective or an experience that you didn't anticipate. And so you're just open because you're trusting. You're fully trusting to whatever that is. And how beautiful that can feel to know that you're being supported by an energy that you don't fully understand, but that you can trust. And you know you can trust it because it's coming from the highest part of you that feels everything that you're feeling and that understands everything that you've been through and wants to give you what's needed. And having the awareness that it's coming from a part of you, a version of you that's holding you, comforting you, guiding you, feels empowering. And knowing that this is an experience that is coming through you and for you and you alone, there's something about that that feels very personal. And being able to surrender to the experience of whatever that is, there's something precious about that because you know it's not coming from somebody else and what they feel is needed, but it's coming through you in support of you. And it's going to be guiding you and you alone. And just holding that awareness in your heart that this is an experience that you are giving you because you're taking the time to receive it. But it's also an experience that is greater than you and above and beyond any level of awareness that you could possibly fathom. And there's something magical and beautiful about that, that it's both serving your humanness and the human part of you, but also activating the divine in you. And these two parts of you are coming together to serve the whole. And there's almost this divine awareness that's coming forward through you that is going to be guiding this experience. And it's a part of you. It's just not a part of you that you have um, you're not well acquainted with that part. You're not used to inviting that part forward. You're not used to allowing that part to be the one to guide you because more often than not, you feel like you have to take charge, that it's up to you to determine what's available for you, what choice to make, what path to take, and the pressure that comes from that of having this limited perspective and awareness of the availability for you, and yet you having to be the one to make the choices. And in this moment, you get to take your foot off the gas and let this divine being that is you, that lives inside of you, that is the makeup of who you are, reveal themselves to you and begin to have the awareness of them, begin to feel their presence there, and begin to trust in them too. And become acquainted with this version of you, the version of you that you've wanted so badly to believe is here, but that always sort of feels inaccessible, always sort of feeling let down by the limited capacity that you see in yourself. This version of you doesn't see that. And this version of you is here to welcome in the true fullness of what's available for you and show you how to begin to invite them in more frequently and exist through them, through the knowing that, no, this is me. I didn't have the awareness that all of this was here, but now that I do, this is who I believe that I am instead. And that limited version of me is still here, but they just exist as an awareness of who I once believed I was. And now my capacity to see the fuller picture of who I am, now that that's here, that's who I choose to believe, to see more often, feel more often, and allow to lead the way more often. And as you lie here, just breathing softly, we're just going to fully relax the body before we really dive deep inside of this experience. It's really important to invite relaxation in because it's through the relaxation of the nervous system that we can begin to turn down the volume and the thoughts in your mind and turn up the volume in the feelings inside of your own sense of self, inside of your heart center, inside of your soul's inner knowing. And it's those feelings that are going to guide you forward rather than the thoughts of what should happen or what could happen or what would happen or will happen. And so I just want you to place your awareness right in the chest area. And I just want you to feel the beat of your own heart. Just feel it beating there softly. And just allow its presence to just be witnessed. There's nothing that you have to do other than just hold space for the awareness of your own heart. We're just becoming accustomed to these different layers of you that tend to be overlooked for the day-to-day hustle and bustle. But this beautiful beating heart of yours never stops beating. It's with you every minute of every day, and it's beating for you and you alone. It's your beautiful companion throughout this life that accompanies you everywhere you go, through every experience that you have. It's always there, just beating softly, reminding you of the pulse of your aliveness and the energy that propels you through this lifetime. And they're saying and beyond. Because it's the drive to beat that keeps you going. There's a drive for your own livelihood, for your own existence, for your own perseverance that's beating alongside this heart because it beats with the purpose of the aliveness and the desire to experience it through you, of your aliveness, the purpose that you bring into this existence and the drive to experience all of it. That's what keeps this heart going, is a desire to move, to go, to be, to experience, to exist. And it's doing it for you and through you and with your desire for it too. So there's a partnership here. You are telling your heart without realizing it, yes, I want to keep going. Yes, I'm ready for more. And your heart is saying, okay, me too. Here we go. I'm going to beat. I'm going to continue to beat for you. I'm going to continue to propel you forward. And I'm going to continue to manifest the physical representation of the desire to be and to continue to be with you. And just having gratitude for this beautiful beating heart of yours in this moment. This beautiful relationship that you have with the physical representation of your desire to be. And ever so gently, I want you to focus your attention to the feeling of the heart beating, not necessarily the beat of the heart itself, but I want you to see if you can feel the energy of the heart experiencing its own awareness. Is there an energy that's coming off of the heart that you're feeling when you're focusing on it? Does it feel like a companionship? Does it feel like a gratitude for your acknowledgement of it and its hard work and its desire to support you? Does it feel like an invigoration of, oh, this is here? I'm being noticed. I'm being given permission to be just like they are. Is there a feeling of passion there? Is there just a feeling of peace? Is there a feeling of longing for something? Maybe it's something that you have an awareness of, or maybe it's something that you don't. But now that it's being brought to your attention, you feel it there. And I just want you to be with this beating heart and see if you can feel any nuance of emotion or feeling that comes up as you're focusing on it. And all we're doing is we're holding space for that feeling to exist. You're just having the awareness that it's there, because that feeling hasn't necessarily always been there, but it's been there long enough that you're finally noticing its presence. Maybe it's come and gone. Maybe it was a feeling that you've long forgotten, but that now is resurfacing. Or maybe it's a feeling that you know very well because it's always there, just beneath the surface. Whatever it is, just want you to have the awareness that it's here now, because there's a reason why it's making itself known to you. It wants your attention. It's looking to be recognized. It's looking for you to acknowledge, yes, I'm here, so that we can begin to explore why. I just want you to stay here with this feeling, whatever it is. And if you're struggling to distinguish what that is, that's okay too. Just be open. Just be open to receiving whatever's here. And if all that's here is a feeling of your heart beating in your chest, just be here with that too. Because perhaps for today, that's all that's needed. And Spirit just wants you to begin to allow that feeling to guide you. You begin to be led through a tunnel. The feeling that's guiding you takes the form of whatever you see in your mind's eye, whatever shape it takes on, or color or sensation. Maybe it's morphing into an animal of some sort, or it's just a mist. But whatever it is, it starts to guide you through this long, dark tunnel. And you're not really sure where it's leading you, but you're trusting that wherever it's guiding you, there's a purpose. It's trying to show you something. It's trying to lead you towards the very origin of where it's coming from. Because once you understand where it's coming from, you can understand why you've been feeling it there. And perhaps you can begin to offer to yourself a way to be with it that you haven't fully had the awareness was needed. And as this sensation, this feeling, this mist is guiding you, you begin to feel it grow, the feeling of it. Whatever that was, whatever it is getting stronger. Maybe it was passion, maybe it was longing, maybe it was desire, maybe it was feeling loss of some sort or grief. Whatever that feeling is, you just sense that it's growing, but it's not growing outside of you. There's a separation there. You are you, and this feeling exists out there, guiding you. And you're just sensing that the feeling itself is getting stronger. And finally, you step into this big, open, bright light. And you allow a scene to materialize in front of you. It might be a scene that you remember. It might be a scene that you've long forgotten. Or it might be a scene that you don't recognize at all and maybe never had the awareness was experienced in this lifetime alone. Maybe it's a scene that took place before you were born. And maybe it's a scene that was experienced in the making of you, the idea of you, or the desire for your existence too. But whatever this is, I want you to trust what you are seeing in front of you. There's wisdom here, and we're just trusting in it today. You are witnessing the birth of where this feeling came from, how it was brought into this existence, inside of your family, inside of your loved ones, inside of your lineage, or inside of you. You are witnessing how it was birthed, how it came to be, and how it was passed down so that you have been feeling it now. I just want you to witness the story behind this feeling and how it came to be that you're feeling it too. And as you are witnessing this story unfold, I want you to have the awareness of how each person that experienced this feeling was changed by it, that they allowed this feeling to dictate how they moved forward beyond it. Did it change how they felt inside of them? Did it change how they decided to respond inside of the situation? Did it change how they interacted with the people around them? And did it ultimately shift how it was perceived and received and transmuted through each person or each situation until finally it came to you? And maybe in the moment that it came to you, you didn't have the awareness that you were choosing to accept it. But at some point in time, you did. A part of you, a deep, distant, unconscious part of you said, yes, I will accept that too. And I want you to, in this moment, feel what that was like to accept it. You didn't necessarily realize that you were making the conscious choice to, but a part of you did. And what it felt like to take the responsibility and say, yes, this is mine now. And I want you to hold that for a minute, that this part of you chose this feeling. And there may be a question of how could I possibly want to choose this? But in this moment, there's a small part of you that understands. Oh, that's why. I understand now. And you are taking personal responsibility for that choice by understanding why it was made, why each person that experienced it as they passed it down, situation through situation, how each person made the choice to take it and to pass it on. until it came to you. And maybe it didn't end with you, but in this moment, it does. Because in this moment, you are choosing to be here with it consciously. And therefore, you are giving yourself permission to release it too. And the way that you're going to release it is by acknowledging what's needed to do so. Because what's needed to do so is to choose to let it go. Just like a part of you chose to let it in, you have to choose to release it. And I want you to take a moment to reflect on what might be required of that choice. Do I want to hold on to it? Or do I want to let it go? Maybe this is something that you want to keep for you. Maybe it feels really special to carry it. Maybe it makes you feel good to know it's there, but maybe it doesn't. Maybe it feels heavy. Maybe it feels burdensome. Maybe there's a lot of fatigue that you have had to feel because you've chosen to carry it for this long. I just want you to have the awareness of the experience of what holding this feeling has been for you and how it has affected you. And that there are just as many reasons to keep it as there are to let it go. And you get to be the one to decide. And this is not a one-time decision. This is a decision that you get to make as many times as you want to. But ultimately, the decision is yours. Just like every other choice in your life, this is a choice that you get to make too. And I want you to take a moment to feel into what's beneath this energy. Because there's a part of you that's been here, that's helped guide you to this point, this highest part of you, this soul self inside you, this divine being within. And I want you to allow an awareness to come through that this is not the only feeling that's here. There's another feeling too. This feeling of incredible bliss. The incredible knowing that you get to choose every single experience that you will ever have. And if happiness and peace and joy and tranquility is what's wanted, this part of you wants that too. And you're just feeling this awareness of this incredible being inside of you that's felt all the heaviness that you felt and that wants to show you how to feel the lightness too. And very gently, whatever heaviness is here, if any at all, they take it from you. And they bring it in and they hold it like a baby, rocking it back and forth. This highest part of you, this soul self within you, gently taking all of the pain and the grief and the heaviness that you've been carrying. And they wrap it up in a little bundle and they rock it back and forth, caressing it, loving it, caring for it, and being the guardian that that part of you has needed. And they're just here to show you that this heaviness is released through love. Because as you witness them gently caressing all of the pain that you've been carrying, you feel the gratitude too. The love for this part of you that cares that's offering you the support that you've been needing. And so, what comes from opening your heart to the grief, showing support for the part of you that's feeling anger or betrayal or heaviness, is more love, because love births love, and you are choosing to feel it. And it doesn't mean that the heaviness is gone. It just means that your experience of it has shifted. And so what you have released is not necessarily the pain, but is the experience of it. You are releasing how you have been taught to hold it, to carry it, and to experience it. So it is not the feeling of pain that you are letting go of. It is the feeling of necessity that came along with it because of how it was carried and passed down and accepted by you. And you are in this moment redefining what it means to feel this by choosing to feel the lightness too. And you're just standing here gently watching this highest part of you rocking this pain and aching and soreness and disbelief and aggravation back and forth, just soothing it, loving it, caressing it, just gently giving it what it needs. And now this highest part of you very gently extends this bundle to you, and you have the choice to accept it. Are you willing to caress it too? And very slowly you extend your hands and you take this little bundle in your arms and you rock it back and forth. And you just feel the weight of it slowly start to dissipate. The more you love, the more you caress, the more you give, it feels lighter. And as it starts to dissipate, it too shifts and changes, and it dissipates into love. And you see these beautiful specks and sparks of light where this bundle was. And you watch as they slowly rise out of your arms, out of your energy body, and out, filling your entire being with love. Because that is what you chose to feel. Love for you, love for all of the parts of you. And just feeling that permeating you, that you chose this because it was offered to you differently. And that is the gift of this experience, is recognizing how you are choosing to accept what you're feeling and how you can begin to experience it differently. And every single time you choose to offer to you the love and compassion that's needed for all of these parts of you that are feeling heaviness, shame, pride, disdain, you get to feel love alongside them. And your experience of them becomes very different from the experience of them that those who experienced them first and passed down to you felt, how they carried them. And moving forward, You hold this knowledge, you hold this capacity and this capability inside of you to demonstrate to others too. This choice of compassion, not necessarily giving away your pain, but choosing to carry it differently and modeling that same choice to others allows for you to shift how you have been demonstrating the possibility of your own soul's capacity to feel in this lifetime and the gift of teaching that to those around you and continuing the story of this experience in a new way, shifting your entire lineage on both sides. Because as we know, life beyond this physical reality doesn't just end. And all of your team of light, all of your loved ones, all of your friends and family are watching you, witnessing you, and learning from you. And they too will begin to hold their experiences of pain in a new way. And thus begins a new cycle of love, a new cycle of compassion through the power of choice. In this moment, as you're standing here in this brightly lit space, I just want you to see all of the people that came before you in your mind's eye and how they chose to accept those feelings and pass them down, and how innocently they made those choices because they didn't have the awareness that another choice was available. They didn't have the knowledge that you just received. They didn't know how to be other than the way they chose to be. And to just begin to see that in them. Just witness their innocence, their naivete, that they didn't know how other than the way they chose. And in this moment, you showed them a different way. And perhaps in this way, they taught you and you teach them in this beautiful symbiotic relationship of then and now, and in and out, and light and dark. That this energy isn't over once the experience of them ends. It just shifts and changes. And lessons are universal and multidimensional. And although it wasn't easy, what you went through in order to learn this lesson, perhaps that was needed. Perhaps that was what's desired. And perhaps that was required in order for you to have the experience you were wanting, which is the ability to choose love when pain was available, to see the choices available, and to have the power to decide. And that is the lesson that Spirit wants to leave you with today, is how many choices are truly available to you in this lifetime, and the personal power that comes along in witnessing them and deciding for yourself, how do I want to experience this? What do I want it to look like? How do I want it to feel? And what do I want to learn? And it doesn't matter what choice you make. All that matters is that you feel the choice that's here and the freedom in seeing it that way. This highest version of you is still here. You're feeling them inside of you. And they're very slowly shrinking back down and coming back to where they've always been, right inside of your beating heart. And as you're becoming aware of your heart back in your chest, beating ever so gently and quietly, you know that with every single beat is your soul self beating there too, sounding that alarm with all of the energy that keeps it moving. Your soul speaking to you, I'm still here. I'm always here. I'm always with you. You are always supported. You are always being guided. You are always being led. And all that's needed is an opportunity to feel me here and give me an opportunity to bear witness to what's needed. And I just want you to bring your awareness back to the present moment, feeling the surface beneath you, the pillows, the chair, the bed, wiggling your toes, feeling the ground beneath your feet, feeling the surface beneath your fingers, slowly moving your limbs, opening your eyes and coming back to the present moment, knowing that any time you want to revisit any of these experiences, all you have to do is close your eyes, tune into your beating heart, and allow it to guide you. Thank you so much for sharing this experience with me. This is a really beautiful message today. Is there anything else that you'd like to leave them with before we end this? No. They're just saying, feel what's here inside of your heart. That's where everything lives. That's where all of your answers are going to be found. And that's where every experience of you lives, experiences that you haven't yet had, that you haven't yet chosen because you didn't perceive that they were there. But if you're open, if your heart is open to whatever is available for you, those experiences will make them known as long as you give them permission to come through. And that starts with you and taking the time to do so. Thank you so much for joining me inside of today's Guided by Spirit episode. I really enjoyed this. And if you did too, I would love to hear your feedback on it. You're welcome to leave me a comment below this video and share what your experience was like. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel if you would like to experience more of these. And I will see you again next week and next episode of Guided by Spirit. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.